Deep-rooted and deeply enriched SHG network with more than 6 lakh member base came handy to form the social action committees, an alternative structure using existing resources. A gender point person is identified in every SHG comprising 10 to 15 members. She is selected based on her ability to identify and report gender-related issues to the group. With one member representing each SHGs, a village organization is formed for every village, and within the VO, a village social action committee (VSAC) comprising 10 members is constituted. New cases are heard, and the victim's representation is accepted by the VO president. After receiving the complaint, the VSAC committee discusses the future course of action. The members call on the complainant's family and counsel her family members to resolve the problem in a peaceful manner. When the parties fail to mend the ways, the VSAC members try to resolve the issue through societal pressure. When the VSAC fails to handle the case, it is taken up at a higher level at the Mandal headquarters by a 10-member social action committee known as the MSAC. The MSAC comprises of a stronger group of women with more experiential learning to handle cases of complexity. Therefore, the VSAC and MSACs use their combined strength to tackle the complex cases. Sometimes the MSAC resorts to direct action by way of public protest to stop the outrageous act of the culprits. The MSAC members meet on every Tuesday to review the progress of pending cases and document reports for future reference. A community-managed family counseling center at every mandal tries to resolve marital and family disputes, dowry harassment and other issues. The mandal level SAC conducts a convergence meeting every third Tuesday. This meeting is attended by the mandal development officer, the Tahsildar, CDPO, a PHC doctor, police, NGO, the IKP staff, and advocate. When the cases are not solved even at the mandal level, a petition is accepted at the ZSAC. Using all required methodology, cases are dealt with care. They even resort to protests and rallies to oppose the sale of illicit liquor, trafficking, and other serious offences against the fair sex. How could these simple women transform into gender warriors? The district administration took special interest to impart training to the members. This training focused on equipping them with various methodologies that helped regain lost harmony in families, capacity building, and instill confidence to tackle crisis. Women who were not even educated are now able to speak confidently and participate in public meetings, plan strategies to solve problems, sharing stories of successful members. Paralegal volunteer workshop on women laws by the legal advisors and the judge. Exposure visits. Prolonged training sessions and exposure helped in building their self-dignity and esteem. This brought about a behavioral change in their approach to solve problems. The Social Action Committee. It's a community-run mechanism built to resolve their own family and social problems. It is a combined strength of several women to fight for the cause. It is an alternative mechanism to deal with unreported cases before the problem gets out of hand. The Kishore Balikala Shikshana Kendras are formed by every village organization. Girls in the age group of 11 to 18 are identified by the social action committees to form groups. A fun-filled training is imparted to them on gender equality, kidnappings, security, health, education, jobs and marriage laws. In addition to that, the SAC members conduct sanitation drives in the neighborhood to dispose trash and sanitary pads in an environment-friendly manner. What motivated them to be a part of the SAC? Pain. Those who underwent domestic violence have taken initiative to solve their own problems with the help of fellow SAC members. More and more such members came forward to resolve problems of others in the community. Mother of Ratnakumari found her daughter hanging from the ceiling. Her daughter used to complain about her husband's addiction to alcohol and harassment. Non-cooperation by her mother-in-law and incidents that led to the tragedy made the mother suspect that her daughter was murdered in cold blood. The case is being followed up by SAC. In another such case, Mrs. Rani, hailing from Buttaigudam, stated her plight before the Chief Minister N. Kiran Kumar Reddy. Gopalapuram MSAC member C.H. Kumari came across a boy working as child labor. During her inquiries, she learned that the boy's mother had to send him as bonded labor as she couldn't repay a loan. The SAC members pulled the boy out of the clutches of his employer by clearing the loan. Today, the boy is able to pursue education and thanks SAC members for their timely intervention. The members keep a track of solved cases on a regular basis and do follow-up to ensure that harmony prevails among the troubled families. Gajula Lakshmi was happily married till fate devastated her life. After losing her husband, her in-laws ill-treated her and denied entry into the house. Living on the roads and being pushed to the wall, she tried to attempt suicide. Chintalapuri MSAC member Shivamani, who happens to be the mother of the victim, along with Raghupati and others, intervened and resolved through negotiations. Today, Lakshmi leads a life of dignity by raising her children independently. An innocent teenager from Polavaram was lured by youth from Thalapudi, who brutally raped her in the fields. He used a boulder and attempted to kill her. A severely wounded victim was found by the villagers, who intimated the SAC members. When the local government hospital denied treatment, the MSAC rushed to the scene of crime and gave her first aid. They even pooled up money for further treatment and stood by the victim's family. Unfortunately, the rape suspect is at large. A SHG member from Nimmalagudam was raped and murdered by a farmer's assistant on the outskirts of the village. When the girl resisted, he killed her and dumped her body in an abandoned warehouse. The SAC members led by Janda Jagadamba sought the help of police and dog squad to investigate. The dog identified the criminal and police took action against the accused. The surviving child of the victim was provided financial support by the farm owner due to the efforts of SAC members. A teenage girl working as domestic help in Narsapuram was pushed into flesh trade by her employer and sent to Bellary. When the mother alerted MSAC, they in turn informed the police. The girl was rescued and a case was booked against the culprits. Following a tip-off from an anonymous caller, the ZSAC members swung into action and stopped marriage of a minor girl in Venkatapuram Gram Panchayat of Eluru town. The parents resisted the efforts of SAC to call off the marriage, but the SAC members threatened to get them arrested for violating laws. They also counseled the parents of the ill effects of marriage before lawful age. Lakshmaneswaram in Rajiv Nagar of Narsapuram was traumatized after witnessing several deaths due to the consumption of illicit liquor. The menace of illegal belt shops run by some women was destroying the equilibrium in the community. The SAC could not tolerate this anymore and resorted to arm-twisting methods by taking out rallies and forcibly closing down the outlets. But being women, they were considerable to the vendors by organizing alternate livelihood to them. More such cases were solved in different parts of the district. Sheikh Wahida is a victim of domestic violence. She stated in a meeting with the MSAC members of Chintalapudi that she was assaulted by her husband with an iron rod and was brutally injured before sending her back to her parents. Wahida does not want to go back and seeks divorce. SAC is pursuing the case for justice to the girl. MSAC members of Narsapur had embarrassing moments at Bhimavaram Railway Police Station on the false allegation of fellow passengers who mistook them to be child lifters. Kola Varalakshmi and other MSAC members travelling from the Narsapur by train to attend a training session at Eluru actually saved these boys from a broker. They wanted to hand them over to their original parents. They called for help to Ruth Mary at the SAC call center, who in turn alerted the General Secretary, Mrs. Vijay Kumari, and the matter was sorted out. The ZSAC counseled the relatives of the boys who came on the ensuing day. Ruth and Papa was troubled by her sadist husband right after marriage. He used to tie her hands and injure her with knife and strip her naked in public. She did not have any respite years after marriage, till the SAC came to her rescue and counseled her husband to mend his ways. MSAC member C.H. Kumari of Gopalapuram and others saved her family. Agents of private microfinance institutions have pressurized and behaved indecently with several marginalized women who could not repay loan installments. This resulted in some suicides also. One such case is reported by MSAC member Raghupati of Chintalapudi. A woman from Jangaredigudam committed suicide. The SAC persuaded the 3 MFIs involved to pay a compensation of Rs 1,50,000 to the grieved family. Numbers is the core strength to face bigger challenges. The women stood as a rock to oppose oppression. They are aware of the happenings in every family in the community. Their documentation and access to every person in the village makes it possible for any line department to obtain readily available information. An informal mechanism with all stakeholders continuously interacting in a positive manner will ensure happiness and harmony in the community. The capacity to handle huge number of cases with a widespread topography to identify, attend and terminate the problems at the root level made the SAC a model of invaluable contribution to the society. The SAC is an awakening with an irreversible process of social change for the good. It has united the womanhood, cutting across different cultures, caste, creed and religion, combining the strengths to eradicate the murkiness in the society. Social Action Committee is not a rebel force, but a united movement with an organized and scientific structure to bring attitudinal change in the society. This model can be adapted in any part of the world to solve gender crimes. This also helps women to take up leadership roles in different spheres of life. What a single woman could not have achieved was done by the power of a group. Social Action Committee.